Hi everybody, today we're going to unbox a Rescue Me Mob 1 personal rescue beacon. This is an personal AIS, and it also has a DSC feature, and it runs off channel 66 for GPS. It's a UK company, and this is a pretty popular unit as I understand it. There are really only 3 primary personal AIS manufacturers out there, or even I think there's only 4 units. So this is with the higher end one. I spent $259 on this plus tax here in the state of New York. I think this was about $40 more than the inexpensive McMurdo, and I think it was about $20 or $30 more than the other unit. I think it's an ACR unit. I went with this one because it has the DSC function, and it's also the smallest. My life jacket's sort of already packed with stuff, and I figured the smaller unit would be better, and it's I also figured the more expensive one might be a little higher quality. That may or may not be true. I'm going to cover up a couple of numbers throughout this, just because there's some personal ID numbers for the unit itself the GPS uses to track things. I just don't want those exposed. But the battery expires January 2026. That's 2018 right now, so I got 8 years potential use out of this one battery, which I think can be replaced. So let's take a look at the unit. Let's see here. So opening up the packaging, looks like the first thing here is some warnings. I'm sure this is coded in legal jargon since it's supposed to save your life, and I'm sure people are trying to mitigate any legal action if something were to happen. User manual, I'm sure we'll dig into that in a little bit. And then we have a little plastic bag of accessories. This yellow piece looks like what sticks onto your inflation tube and holds the unit inside your life jacket. This clear case says armed on it. I don't know if you can see that, but I guess this is a cover once you've armed it so it doesn't accidentally go off. And then there's a lanyard. I think that's used to actuate the unit automatically when your life jacket inflates. And then there's a couple other things in here. I'm not exactly sure what they are. And then we have the unit itself. This is going to have some numbers on the back as well that identify it. Maybe you want to check them out and track my GPS signal. But this is a really small unit. I have kind of medium to large sized hands. I think it's 8.5 inches around as my glove size. So if you know your glove size, then hopefully this will give you an idea. But it's very thin. I'd say it's less than an inch in diameter. Maybe at the widest points about an inch or inch and a quarter. Let's see, my thumb's about an inch, a little bit more than an inch maybe. But it's surprisingly small. It's surprisingly heavy too. It's not incredibly heavy, but it's for such a little unit. I wouldn't expect it to be. Yeah, it seems like it packs a punch. It's probably got a big battery unit in it. So we have that, and then we're going to have what looks like some Solus reflective tape. I guess that's just to maybe stick on the unit or stick somewhere in your life jacket, just to add a little extra reflectivity if you're lost at night. And then there's a little tab here. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe that's the thing they use to, I think there's a thing in here that's like a pull tab. Maybe this is a replacement pull tab if you end up actuating it sometime. Carefully remove the gray activation slide, expose the slot. Yeah, it seems like this is like a little activator piece. And then I think that's all for the box. So it's all pretty simple and straightforward. These flaps fold in and then down. So hopefully I never have to see this thing in action. I guess I'm probably overboard and floating around in the middle of nowhere, which is terrifying. But I think it's money well spent. And then let's see if we can peel open this unit. It's got some tape here. Some tape here and some more tape a little further down. one more little strip of tape there. And, oh, I see what they did here. Just sort of. So the unit itself is a nice high-vis yellow. And then I believe this piece pulls off, and this should slide down. That's to arm it. And then it has an LED light, which will flash a couple of different colors as indicators, depending on if we're in test mode or if it's armed. And then this thing is supposed to, I don't want to get too crazy with this thing, but this moves, and when this comes undone, there's an antenna that gets deployed. And I think you can see it just sort of raveled up there. It has, I guess it's like a, sort of a curly Q. Oh, and that must be what one of these tools is. There's a round tool in here. Maybe that's to wind this back up once it's been deployed. But that silver streak along the top is the actual antenna. And when it's down, it's armed. You can go into test mode, and then there's going to be a, and then this is also the off button. And then there's a manual on if you pull this off, which you can press. So for some reason you don't want to have it automatically deploy with your life jacket inflating, or it doesn't deploy properly for some reason, you can pull this off and hit a button which will manually activate it. It does have to be armed, so you always want that down. And then again on the back here there's some numbers, some unit specific numbers I'm going to cover up here. It's got a 6-volt lithium ion battery. Cannot be recharged. I forget what the water intrusion rating is on this, but it's probably like an X6 or an X8. Might be on the back here. 7-year battery life, 24-hour operation life, 5-year warranty, fast accurate positioning. 30% smaller than the next closest unit. Yeah, and then basically just fits onto your air hose using this yellow piece. So I guess this will go on the front once it's armed. Yeah, it looks like that will kind of cover things up somehow. Yeah, it looks like it covers over the top here on either side. So play with that. And then, yeah, it's got grooves on the side here, a flat face, and then here where you can put it into this unit to hold it in place, and then this goes on the air hose of your life jacket. So I'll do another video on installing this, but I want to unbox it, show you what's in the box, what you get with the product, and then we'll also take a look at this. I'm pretty sure this is a rearming piece. If you use it once, but we'll double check in the instructions. So that is the Rescue Me Mob 1 Personal AIS and DSC. DSC is something that will, it's a radio device. It basically will signal via radio and say, in addition to things coming up on the chart plotter for AIS, it will also signal the boat you came off of. If you plug in their radio identification number, their VHF identification number, it'll like scream something in there into the radio as well. So pretty good unit. I think everyone should have it, especially if you're sailing short-handed or overnight, or you're going to be offshore anywhere you're not going to be able to get to people. The great thing about these units, the personal AIS units, is that they will trigger all the AIS units around you. So if you fall in the water and you're in a fleet of 50 boats racing somewhere, one or more of those boats is going to know you've gone overboard and been activated. It's definitely the boat you were on because you're going to be so close, but other boats in the neighborhood will be able to know as well. And I've used these and tested them out in marinas before, and if you hit the test feature, it will light up all of the GPS, all the chart plotters and all the boats around you, and kind of nice to yell to your neighbor and let them know you're going to be doing a test. But yeah, really simple activation. There's a diagram on here. You can see the antenna coming out, the armed brackets down, and then this piece, I guess, slides from side to side, and that's what unravels the antenna. So yeah, Rescue Me Mob 1. Hopefully I never have to find out how well it works, but everyone says that this is a great unit to have. So hopefully that's helpful. Safe sailing and safe boating. Thanks. Subscribe and like.